Have you ever heard about outcome-based education or competence-based education? If yes, please keep it in your mind because we will learn together about these curriculum models. So, we will talk the definition first. Outcome-based education or OBE, according to McNair, the definition of OBE is specifies the outcomes students should be able to demonstrate upon leaving the system. So, these outcomes in this word refers to the capabilities of the students. Then CBE or competence-based education means an approach to designing an academic programs with a focus on competencies. There are knowledge, skills, and abilities rather than time spent in a classroom. Next. After knowing the definitions, maybe you get confused because they are kind of similar or just the same, but actually they are quite different. The first difference is about the focus. CBE or competent based education is more convergent or simple word, it is focusing only on one point such as attitudes, knowledge, and skill. You can see from the picture, the arrows are coming together to the center or a specific goal. Then OBE is more divergent. In simple words, it is developing or moving in different directions. As you can see, the arrows are directing to different directions or the goal is not very specific. The second difference is about the assessment. In competence-based education, it assesses the skills and information. Meanwhile, OBE or outcome-based education assesses authentic real world. The third difference is about the assessment is arranged by the teacher or teacher control that focusing on the content. Meanwhile, OBE is learner control and learning centered. If you see on the middle, you will see the Bloom's taxonomy concept. In CPE or competence-based education, it deals with remembering, understanding, and applying, or in other words, lower order thinking skills. While in OBE, it deals with analyzing, evaluating, and creating, or in simple words, high order thinking skills. Next. One of the techniques that can be used to design OBE or outcome-based education is backward design. We are from group 6. The members are me, Ranggi Mulia, and then Ayu Ratri and Monica Dewanti. Next. This is our discussion for today. There are the definition of OBE and CBE, and then we will talk about backward design and backward design stages. The first presenter is Monica. Screen is yours.
Thank you, Mbak Ranggi. Now, please meet Dora. Do you know that Dora like to explore places, right? Now, do you know which country has this flag? Yes, Japan. Dora is going to Japan. This is Dora's itinerary. In Japan, she would like to go first to Fuji Mountain, second one to Shinjuku area, and the last one to see the Hachiko statue. Here, you see, before Dora is going to Japan, she make the goals first through her itinerary. So the goals is the places that she wants to go. And then after that, she plans the how to go to that places and what food that she wants to eat, something like that. This example actually relates with backward design. How it relates? So, backward design is design that proposes the desired results first and make the stages. This design focuses more on the learning instead of the teaching. Like Dora, she makes the goals first and after that makes the stages. Now, the participants of this model, there are three. The first one is school, the second one is teachers, and the last one is students. So the role of the school is developing curriculum with the goal of can do. The role of the teacher is designing materials, delivering instruction with the purpose of allowing students to perform well. And the role of the students is engaging in learning activity that the teachers and schools make, which allows them to develop critical thinking skills and digital literacy skills. And then there are three stages in backward design. The first stage is identifying desired results. The second stage, determining acceptable evidences. And the last stage is planning learning experience and instruction. After this, the stages will be presented by Mbak Ranggi. Kak Ayu, I mean. I'm sorry. Kak Ayu, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Monica, for the screen and the opportunity. Now we move on to the backward design stages. Okay, so Monica already mentioned that there are 3 stages in backward design. I will explain from the first stage first. The first stage is about identifying desired result. So in this first stage, the teachers need to consider about the goals that they want to achieve from the learning. And then after that, they need to examine established content standard. This means that the designer or the teacher need to concern about the regulation from the national, state, district, or district standard from the government. So after thinking about the goals, think about the standard that are ruled from the government. And then next is about review curriculum expectation. This means that they need to see or review the expectation from the curriculum. So if I put it in the example, you have a goal that you want the students to be able to write editorial content in magazine. So you have already set the goal that the students need to be able to write editorial content in magazine. And then we move to the next stage, the second stage. Okay, so after determining the goals, we need to determining acceptable evidence. So evidence here means what kind of assessment that the designer or the teacher can collect as a proof that the students really get or achieve the goals. So you need to think about the real evidence from after you setting the goals. Here are the notes that you can use when you start determining the evidences. Like you need to think like assessor first, and then you need to think about the methods that you can use to measure your students. There are some types of assessment methods. The first one is about informal check, observation or dialogue, quiz, and then academic prompt and project. So from the previous example, you have already determined the goals, and then you can determine what kind of assessment that you can give to the students to know that they really get the abilities or the goals. And then we next to the next stage or the third stage of planning learning experience and instructions. So after you set the goals and determine the evidence, you need to make learning activities. And then in this stage, you need to take notes on the specific of instructional planning, choices about teaching methods, sequence of lesson and resource materials. So if put in the example, the teacher can make planning to explain about the definition, social function, language feature, generic structure, how to write and give sample of analytical expositions. So these are the activities after knowing the goal that the student need to be able to write editorial content in magazine. So the last or the third stage is about planning about the learning activities in the classroom. And then we move on to the reason why backward design considered as the best design. It is because it offers meaningful and fun learning activities. It provides teacher with the opportunity to craft learning outcomes by designing a flexible and easy unit plan or course plan template. And also it supports teacher to establish curricular priorities and syllabus expectation. Okay, so we have already come to end. So these are the presentation. Hope you can gain some knowledge and can know something new from our presentation. Have a good day and see you when we see you. Thank you.